Welcome back, everybody. My name is Peter Tobin, and this is...
I'm Brian Lawrence.
And we're going to be talking about Pixels today. We went and saw this just a little bit ago.
Yep, just got back from it, like 10 minutes ago.
We've seen a lot of reviews. We've heard a lot of more negative than positive reviews.
I'm going to say all negative. This is probably
90 to 100% negative.
Been one of the most hated movies that has come out in a while. And I don't know if our taste is just debilitating, but just hold on, everybody. We actually thought it was pretty funny.
It could be the fact that we go to these movies slightly too completely inebriated. Please, if I ever want to get a job with somebody, please don't take that too seriously. I'm only joking.
I went into this movie ready to hate it. Ready to just viciously destroy it like everybody else has. That's what I was looking forward to us doing a negative review of just completely tearing a new asshole.
Yeah.
Into
absolutely.
This. But I can't. I can't. It's entertaining.
We found this movie extremely entertaining, and I too wanted nothing more than to bash this movie because of all the negative reviews that we've read and heard about. I mean, you were telling me that a lot of the reviews that you read were like, this movie was very, racist or...
just offensively bad.
I mean, I honestly couldn't pick anything out that was overtly offensive.
I mean, you have your stereotypical Asian stereotype that Sandler seems to love to throw into every one of his movies.
But he's Jewish, and he makes fun of his own people so much more than any other person out there. Every single one of Sandler's movies where he does a flashback to his youth, he finds the nerdiest, geekiest looking Jewish kid with the curliest fucking hair you can find. Go watch all of his movies where he has a flashback to when he was a kid. Tell me I'm wrong. Please tell me.
So we got this movie. It's basically they're former video game champions of all the classic arcade games. He loses the big tournament, becomes just kind of like a nobody geek squad-esque member.
He takes this one failure and applies that to his entire life and becomes a failure in life because of that. Of course, it's a cookie-cutter script. It really is.
And then we sent this video out into space that shows videos of our culture, and the aliens that received it took it as a threat and used it as a declaration of war on planet Earth, and used the video games that they saw in these videos to attack us. Just going into it, the story is not supposed to be taken that seriously. They're getting attacked by Pac-Man.
Which was a great sequence right there.
That's the movie you're getting into.
The visual shots that they had were really good. The CG was really well done. The interaction between the characters was very well written and very well portrayed.
Yes.
The awkwardness of the nerds compared to the self-righteousness of everybody else was not overly done. I mean, you get these movies where it's just like, you're a nerd, I'm a jock, fuck you, I'm gonna give you a wedgie, and it, translates over, from being kids to teenagers to adults, and it just gets a little overdone. And they just threw just enough spice in there to make it palatable. They didn't over salt the pork, so to speak.
And I did enjoy The reviews that I've been reading have been saying that the video games are basically just thrown in there just for the sake of like, oh hey, that's Centipede, I recognize that. Oh hey, that's Pac-Man, I recognize that, and that's like the amount of depth that they put in. Yes, but like with the Centipede sequence, the first big action sequence, it's like you hear Sandler constantly saying about the pattern to look for, and they're describing how to play the game, so you actually are able to appreciate, if you were to play the game, like what you need to look for, what the patterns, and like you need to shoot these things in order to get these things, and you can't shoot them in the middle or else they'll spin in the two. So I didn't feel like it was totally just using the classic video games just as a nostalgia pull-in. It does do that kind of towards the end, where it kind of just starts throwing like every single classic video game during the final assault on the city just for the sake of showing them. I'll give you guys that, but at least for the first couple of scenes, it actually was trying to. And I love the idea of them chasing Pac-Man around the city in little like ghost Mini Coopers.
Yes.
I thought that was very clever from the trailers, and I still thought it was clever in the movie as well. I feel like a lot of the reviews, it seemed like every review I read was trying to take it way more seriously than it was intended to. Yeah, his fat friend Kevin James is the president. I know it's retarded. I know that.
Absolutely ludicrous.
But it's what the movie needed.
It was funny.
To move it forward.
It was great.
Maybe they're right. Maybe our taste is just dwindling exponentially.
I don't know. I thought it was fantastic. I really did.
But I mean, a lot of the jokes I just laughed at.
Oh, absolutely.
I laughed at a lot of the jokes.
Absolutely, because the jokes were funny. They were absurd. It was ludicrous. This is not a movie that you want to go see to be like, they had a good message right there. This is absolutely not one of those movies. This is a movie that you go to have fun. This is a summer fun flick. I love this movie, and I will most definitely purchase this when it comes out on Blu-ray.
Casting-wise, Adam Sandler, he does good in this. A lot of times he kind of looks like he's bored and just like going through the motions, which I'll agree with people on that. But for some of the jokes in this movie, it works.
Well, I mean, look at his career. Of course he's bored.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing this just for the paycheck.
He's, back in the day, he was a great slapstick, pseudo-slapstick actor. Like, he was a great comedian. He had a lot of energy. I just think he's gotten to a point in his life and his career that he's just tired.
Which he's freely admitted that most of his movies are paid vacations, and that he does them just for his production company to support his friends that work for his production company, so that they can support themselves and their families.
Which is fine.
And then we have Josh Gad, who you may know as the voice of Olaf from the movie Frozen, which if you have like any kid or daughter under the age of 13,
specifically daughter,
probably watched that movie. And another great show, The Comedians with Billy Crystal, a fantastic show. He's in this. He does a great job.
He does. He does a really good job, and it took me a second to figure out who the voice was, because I haven't seen these other shows that he's been in.
Also, the Book of Mormon. Apparently, he's been in the Broadway show, which when I saw it, it was not with Josh Gad, unfortunately, but he is also a Broadway actor as well.
But no, I thought he did a really, really good job, because he's this like very socially awkward, borderline unstable person with homosexual tendencies.
Yep.
Very, very, very creepy at times, and then all of a sudden, like, he turns into this like badass motherfucker, and then he goes back to being like unsure and creepy, and he did a good job balancing all that out and making it funny.
Yep.
And bringing the audience into loving that character.
He has great comedic timing.
Oh, great comedic timing.
I think dialogue that otherwise might have been a little stilted with other actors, he's able to make work. And then we have the great Mr. Peter Dinklage.
Oh, Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg.
Oh, we love Mr. Dinklage.
And he's awesome in this. He kind of channels the, I forget his name, but the championship Donkey Kong player.
Yeah.
In real life, if you ever watched the documentary, The King of Kong, he really channels that persona, that like egomaniacal persona.
Chooses his own nickname. You know, I mean, this is just... my favorite part of his whole character and the whole persona that he had was he had a mullet.
Yes.
And it wasn't a passing fad. It was something that he had from childhood scenes to adulthood scenes. And it is party in the back, business in the front.
Yep.
He was totally that character. I mean, he's such a great actor. He is so awesome. I mean, I love him in Game of Thrones. But to see him broaden out and start taking on other roles and completely different characters and personas is so awesome, and I love it, and I want to see more of this guy. I want to see more Dinklage out there.
Oh yeah,
just hashtag more Dinkle, more Dinkle. Peter Dinklage, a lot of respect for you, man. You have an awesome first name, one of the best names that anybody could ever have in the world. Honestly, I'm not biased on that. Your first name is epic.
We got Christopher Columbus directing it. He did the first 2 Harry Potter movies.
Wait, Christopher Columbus? Isn't he dead? I mean, this is hundreds of years ago.
Yes.
Please continue.
Yes. Anyways. Christopher Columbus, he did the first 2 Harry Potter movies. He did, he's really been in the business for decades now. The Rent, the musical, he did that. The first Percy Jackson movie, which was a fun, entertaining movie.
Better than the second one.
Way better than the second one. But again, a good, solid filmmaker behind it. A guy who's used to doing blockbuster type movies. He does it. It's well crafted. It's coherent. It's well paced. All the signs of a good director.
I agree with Brian with the filming, how everything was put together and the scenes and the sequences that they had. It flowed really, really well. It wasn't choppy. It wasn't bouncing around.
Filming standpoint, yeah, didn't really have any issues. Like you said, the CG is good. Obviously, the CG had a way easier time.
Yeah.
Because everything's supposed to be pixelated and kind of shitty looking. So the CG department didn't need to be nearly as focused on like photorealism because that's not what they're going for.
But when we had some close-ups, like in the trailer, we have the creator of Pac-Man comes up to Pac-Man and tries to reason with him, and so we have a really good close-up of the pixelated giant 3D Pac-Man, and we also have Q*bert,
which was kind of fucking stupid, I thought. But the entire side story of...
Yes, Q*bert is kind of a corny character in the movie, but he's also that one character that you need to have to push the plot along.
Yeah, he's purely a plot device.
That's purely what Q*bert is a plot device, and that enables the story to be pushed forward to its climax.
And then there's the whole subplot with Josh Gad and this female video game character. It's fucking stupid. And then you have the part at the end
where she comes to life.
And yes, it's fucking retarded. But even Adam Sandler is there to just be like...
Does nobody else think that this is awkward? She was just Q*bert a second ago.
So it's like, even they're acknowledging, yes, this is fucking stupid.
I did like how at the very end, the babies were all little baby Q*berts.
Baby Q*berts. It's
so creepy.
It's fucking creepy as hell.
So wrong.
But again, it's almost like the movie is like, if you've come with us this far...
Yeah.
Just go this little step more.
A buddy of mine from high school, every time we watched a movie and I would get frustrated like halfway or almost to the end with whatever was going on, I'm like, come on, really? He would look at me and go, Peter, if they'd had you up till now,
Yes.
If they've had
Which is a good
if they've had you up to this point, you really need to let yourself calm the fuck down.
Yes. I think that a lot of the feedback of this movie is just the grudge that has been created against Adam Sandler. I'll give you, he's made some really fucking terrible movies lately. And again, we went into this ready to tear it apart. But honestly, we laughed pretty much through the entire thing. It's entertaining. It's fun.
I think a lot of the people out there that are reviewing are biased, and we tried to go in here with we always try to go into whatever movie that we see with a non-biased opinion on the actors, on the scriptwriters, on the directors. We try very hard. I mean, it's not the greatest movie out
Not
there
at all.
by far, but it was enjoyable and it was entertaining, and we were laughing. And you know, the 4 other people in the audience were laughing. Okay, maybe there were 10, but still, it was an enjoyable movie. And I think I can speak for you as well, that this movie is getting a really bad rap for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't deserve 5 stars out of 5.
No, not at all.
But maybe 2.5.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd give it a solid go have a couple drinks.
Yeah.
Go with your buddies.
Yeah, go this Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. Grab a couple cocktails at your local bar, hop in a taxi or an Uber, and go see the movie.
Yes.
That you will have a great time. It will be a lot of fun, and you will laugh. This is actually a very well-developed script and a very well edited film. So I gotta say that I really like this movie for a lot of reasons. Not just that I laughed my ass off a few scenes, most of the scenes, but no, it was very well scripted and edited and filmed. So
yeah. Again, we're gonna give you our honest opinion.
Yeah.
We're not gonna say what everybody else is saying.
no,
If you hated it, okay. You hated it. I can see why you can find it pretty stupid,
and
but our personal experience, we had a good time.
so yeah. Until next time, I'm Peter.
I'm Brian.
Cheers.